Hello, and we're back playing Football Tactics and Glory here on Morcar Plays. Probably my least watched and least popular game series on this channel. Even less popular than Everyone's a Wally. But I don't mind that. Let's see where we are in the table. 6th in the table with 11 games played. 11 out of 22 games, I want to say, so roughly halfway through the season. We've been stuck in mid-table in the 3rd division for quite some time now. But these players slowly but surely get better. We've switched to a Jose Mourinho-esque 4-3-3. And we're pretty much at full strength, so let's go. Unfortunately, he managed to get a tackle in there. Throw in to Shinobi Eka, who lays the ball all the way back to Charlemagne, who has given the ball to Base Liz on the right wing. So a sweeping left to right movement from the Sly Sneaks, but McNamee has tackled Base Liz and has regained possession. Poe the person makes a surging run from right back and fails to win possession, missing her slide tackle, leaving Panama Hat to go in, who also misses his slide tackle, and McNamee now continues his run up the pitch. Peace now has a shot, Mr. D with the save, and it's a corner kick. So Nickel to take the corner. Binary Surfer and Radlib and Not So Obvious mark up the opposition strikers, Peace and Roger. And it is Not So Obvious with the interception. He manages to retain possession, and it's the Sly Sneaks to start their counter-attack. NSO to AA, who lays off the ball to Panama Hat, who in turn lays off the ball to Base Liz. McNamee back in with the tackle. He's had a good game, the opposition left back. Back to Canal. Canal with a frankly baffling incursion into his own box. Charlemagne has failed to win possession, however, leaving Rose of Dawn to sneak in around the back. And that's half time. Yes, I would definitely agree that McNamee was the best player of the half so far, and we will continue. Nickel to Roger, and D with yet another fantastic save, but they force the corner kick, this time on the near post of D. the defenders mark up. Sutton with a corner kick. Radlib has intercepted the corner, but he's lost out possession to Roger. Radlib with the recovery tackle and gets the ball to his partner in defence, Binary Surfer. Passes it to Shinobi Yaka in the middle of the park. The Sneaks now looking good in this attack as Shinobi passes it to Rose of Dawn on the left flank, who retains possession against Kurt House, but Whitehouse is coming in. Rose of Dawn with a slide tackle now. Surging down the left flank. She whips the cross in, but there's nobody there on the receiving end, and the attack comes to nothing. Base Liz, however, retains possession on the right flank. Sly Sneaks keeping up the pressure, and McNamee, so good in the first half, has given away a free kick. It's going to be Rose of Dawn to take the free kick. From the right flank. Free kick taken. It's come to nothing. Base Liz with the slide tackle. And she lays it off to Shinobi. Sly Sneaks had a lot of possession, but they've struggled to make it, do much with their possession. And that's all she wrote. Disappointing 0-0 draw. It was the sort of day where defenders had man of the match performances. And we continue. So this is the return leg in the League Cup here, and Ferro is going to come back in on the right, and we retain the same team. Sly Sneaks should really be beating Preston FC. They're a division down. AA with the interception. Panama Hyatt loses out to Roger. Wins back the ball. Lays it off to Ferro. Has a surging run on the right flank. Can McNamee win it back? No, he can't. Packer in from centre back. Packer has managed to win the ball, but Charlemagne's looking dangerous. Ferro with the slide tackle. Cross in from Ferro. It's fallen to Charlemagne. who's decided to shoot. And keeper has saved it. Rose of Dawn joins the attack. Packer in for Preston. To Canal, who's playing the ball out of defence. Shinobi fails to win it from Canal. Canal to Nickel now. Nickel lobs it forward into the box for Roger. He fails to capitalise. Not so obvious now from left back. Lobs it forward to Panama Hat. And that's all for the first half. Still goalless. Here on a rainy Saturday afternoon in Preston. Shinobi Eka. Forward to Charlemagne. It's laid it off to Farrow. Fortunately, McNamee has come in. Farrow across to Press. McNamee to Sutton. Sutton with a nice pass to Roger. In on goal. Another fantastic save from Mr. D, and it's another corner. Been a number of corners for this Sly Sneaks side to defend against. It's gone straight to not so obvious. Oh, and this shocking tackle. Not so obvious, hits it forward to Shinobi Eka. Shinobi Eka now to Rose of Dawn. Curtos with the tackle. Shinobi misses with his tackle. Rose of Dawn tracks back. Fantastic tackle from Rose of Dawn. Hits it forward to Charlemagne, who spreads it out to Farrow. No, he doesn't. McNamee is there yet again with an interception. And he's been had a good performance so far for Preston. This is Nickel now with a shot from midfield, and they forced yet another corner and a fantastic reflex save from Mr. D. Here is Nickel now taking the corner. And he's hit it forward to Peace. Peace in on goal, and oh, they've scored in the last minute, and Preston are through. The Sly Sneaks in a shocking upset defeat in the first round of the League Cup. So there we go. Well, with that, it means the Sly Sneaks can concentrate on their league form. They've got another 11 games left to play in the league. And they should be on full strength here. Absolutely full strength. And we're going to toy with an even more attacking lineup now. So far we've played, first of all we played 5-4-1, then we played 4-3-3. Now we're going to be playing 4-4-2. And so we're going to drop Panama Hat and bring in Squire Turnip. We're going to play with two strikers, Charlemagne and Turnip up front, Pharaoh and Rose of Dawn on the flanks, with AA and Shinobi Yaka as the two men in midfield. Let's see how this works. It's a classic formation. We need points, so we're going to go a bit more attacking, playing the classic English 4-4-2. It's snowing here at the Sly Sneaks Stadium, and Shinobi Yaka passes the ball straight away to AA. They're struggling to get away from Bush, who is a constant pain when playing this team. So Poe the Person has started a raid down the right flank. Gaffney has come across to cover. He misses all three of his slide tackle attempts. So Poe the Person retains possession. She passes the ball to Pharaoh. Pharaoh now down the right flank, and he has a chance to cross the ball in. He crosses it in, but Rump, the sweeper, has intercepted the cross that was intended for Charlemagne. Rump now playing the ball out of defence, gives it to Timberman. Shinobi Yaka in on Timberman. Retains possession. Big pass over to Pharaoh. Who's been caught offside. Came in from an offside position. The referee spotted that. Quite rightly too. Binary Surfer with the tackle on Hilton. Pass forward to AA. He lofts the ball forward to Squire Turnip. Takes it on his chest. Sly Sneaks in a commanding position now. Bush coming back from midfield with the slide tackle. Cross to the right back, McPherson. It's taken over into the corner, and that's half time, going in goalless. I would agree the best player for Oxford FC has been Bush, and the best player for the Sneaks has been Shinobi Yaka. Now let's play football. Gaffney forward to Burnett. Burnett with a shot on goal, saved by Mr. D, who's been a very dependable goalkeeper for the Sly Sneaks. Poe the Person. Covers the ball, and she's lobbed it forward to Pharaoh. Gaffney covering a lot of ground in midfield. Lobs the ball forward. It's gone straight to Binary Surfer, who has been viciously fouled by Hilton. Binary Surfer with a free kick to Shinobi Yaka. Passes it forward to Rose of Dawn. Rose of Dawn now. surges down the left flank. McPherson misses his tackle. It's up to the sweeper Rump to try to win the ball back. Able to do so. Can Rose of Dawn win back possession for the Sly Sneaks? It looks unlikely. Rump from the right back position to Bush, who's given the ball away. He's given away possession. AA now. He's going to lob the ball forward. He's going to try to lob the ball forward, but he has no options to spray it out to. So he gives the ball to, attempts to give the ball to Shinobi Yakar, but he's lost possession to Timberman before winning it back. Unfortunately, yet another goalless draw featuring the Sly Sneaks here. They've moved to a more attacking formation after being criticised by the fans for being too defensive. They're playing a 4-4-2 formation reminiscent of the 92-93 Alex Ferguson Manchester United side, but unfortunately it has not yet yielded any results. They will maintain the 4-4-2 against Bristol, and it's Hodge to kick off. Hodge to Aldridge now, who is going to go for a shot on goal, and he scores. Oh, a cracking opening to the game here, as Hodge has drilled it right through the centre. Shinobi Yaka to Squire Turnip. Passes it over to Ferro. Surges down the right, but he's been tackled by Marler. Marler makes a run down the left flank for Bristol, straight to Aldridge, and the Aldridge has had to force another save, another shot on goal, saved by Mr. D and Binary Surfer, out to AA, who lofts the ball forward to Ferro. Marler out of position, so Beamer, the sweeper, is coming across. He has made his tackle. Forward to Marler now. Ferro tracks back with a slide tackle. Lobs the ball forward to Charlemagne. Squire Turnip has won possession in a dangerous area. A vicious, disgusting foul from Stagg. Rose of Dawn with a free kick to Charlemagne. Bears down on goal. Cannon shot, and it's a goal right on the stroke of half time to bring it back to 1-1. Charlemagne, after several games without a goal, is back in amongst them. And we will keep this formation going into the second half. Shinobi to Rose of Dawn. Surges down the left. She has a chance to whip in the cross now. Oh, and a sterling effort there but safely in the hands of Buckler, the opposition keeper. Nice through ball to Aldridge, and yet another goal from Aldridge, a constant thorn in the side of the Sly Sneaks today. He's been a menace. Obiako has won back the ball, holds on to possession. Can he thread it through now to Charlemagne and Squire Turnip, who've both made runs into the box? Charlemagne comes back. Can he get his second goal? He's bearing down on the keeper. It's the keeper one-on-one with Charlemagne. Oh, and he's missed his shot. It's a corner kick. Rose of Dawn with the corner. Whips in the cross. She's whipped in the cross. And Charlemagne retains. Charlemagne's won the ball back. Oh, and a cracking goal from Charlemagne right outside the edge of the box, and it's a 2-2, an absolute thriller today, an absolute thriller. Brace from Charlemagne, kept the Sly Sneaks in it, and potentially, who knows, that could be a crucial point at the end of the season. Somehow able to upgrade, perform a lot of these upgrades here. Very handy. Okay. So the Sly Sneaks still laying in sixth with a 19 points, 3 points ahead of Carlisle. So it wouldn't take that many wins to get in and amongst the promotion slots. Just needs to go on a good run. Shinobiaka to Squire Turnip to start things off. Turnip over to Ferro. Ferro with a run down the right. And he's got the beating of Milton. East has come across with a slide tackle. Ferro wins his slide tackle. Cross in from Ferro. And, ooh, not a bad effort from Squire Turnip there at all. Nichols, the keeper, with the save. Rose of Dawn tries her slide tackle, unfortunately giving away a foul. McDevitt out of defence to Elric. Shinobiaka wins possession. Hollyman wins the ball back. It's gone straight to Not So Obvious, who lofts the ball forward to Rose of Dawn, who punts it forward to Charlemagne. It's gone straight to Squire Turnip, but unfortunately we're out of turns and the referee has blown his whistle. So Charlemagne's looking quite tired. So we're going to have to make a few substitutions here. Charlemagne will come off and Based Liz is going to make an appearance up front. But we're going to change things up a little bit because Based Liz is going to double up on the right flank to help out Ferro in an experimental formation to overload the right wing. Not overload Milton, he's looked weak, so we're going to double up on him in a surprising tactical move from the manager here with the Sly Sneaks. Morcar, the evil wizard. Ball has gone straight to AA, who has been viciously fouled. AA to Squire Turnip, who retains possession. Squire Turnip makes a move into the box. Squire Turnip now with a cannon shot, and it's a goal! It's a goal in the 56th minute from Squire Turnip. Fantastic. The youngster, the young 17-year-old. He's actually 20 in the game, of course, but you know. Radlib collects the ball. Smashes the ball out. The person collects. Poe now to AA. Who's able to thread the ball through to Based Liz. who's lost possession to East, who's lost it in turn to Squire Turnip. East has won it back, turning out to be quite the tussle in the middle of the park there between East and Turnip. McPherson now. Radlib defends. That's obvious, we'll come back to collect. And he's punted it forward for Shinobi Eka. And that's all she wrote. Strong win for the Sly Sneaks, 1-0. How is that training going? Let's have a look. I want them all over 20 ideally in passing. I want these two up in the 40s for defending ideally. I want these two both over 20, over 30 ideally for their shooting. Yep, okay. Sly Sneaks against Chester now. Okay. It's just cross has gone nowhere. It's Mr. D with his long pass to Shinobi Eka. Shinobi Eka now threads the ball through for Squire Turnip, who's crossed it in for nobody in particular, and the move is broken down. Skilling, the sweeper. Rose of Dawn with the slide tackle. Missed the slide tackle. Judge. Strong. So made it past Shinobi Eka. And a long range shot. Safely saved by Mr. D. Oh, the person now. Out to Ferro. Radlib safely with the header. Poe the person. Plays out of defence to AA. Through pass to Squire Turnip. And that is all in the first half. Square Turnip feeling the heat, so going to make that same change, overloading on the right hand flank with Liz and Farrow both raiding down the right. It's very it's kind of an avant-garde move, but Base Liz has missed her. Alright, led with the tackle. To AA. Threads the ball through to Farrow. Hits the cross to Charlemagne, and that's a goal, a fantastic goal. The old Farrow-Charlemagne connection connects yet again. Charlemagne on a hot streak of form at the moment. O'Kane raised on the left. His cross has gone nowhere. Easy for Not So Obvious to deal with, who then punts it forward to Shinobi Yakar. Chester really have not been crossing well today at all. D to Shinobi. Based Liz. Raised on the right. Cross in. Another efficient performance from the Sly Sneaks. Another 1-0 win. The 4-4-2 seems to be working out very well for the Sneaks. Where does that leave them in the table? Up to 5th in the table, in amongst the rewards for the first time. Everybody is on feudal 19 and 20-year contracts, so that's not a problem. Now, I noticed something just now, which is that if you move the wingers in, central midfielders have got a wider range of passing options. So let's try this slightly narrower formation here. Farrow with a raid down the right. Straight in with a cross. Oh! Glorious goal from Squire Turnip. Great cross from Farrow. Cracking start for the Sly Sneaks. Lockhead with a cross. It's gone nowhere. And it's on Mr. D. Mr. D with a long pass to AA. AA through to Squire Turnip, who's missed out, to Rundle. plays the ball to Tilly. Tilly with a shot, and he's forced the corner. Hume with the corner now. It was easy for D in the end. D with a throw to AA. Threads the ball out to Rose of Dawn. Continue to run down the right, down the left, and flicks in the cross. Charlemagne has missed the header. Scream over goal. Questions should be asked. D should have done better than that, really, but he's been a very solid keeper, so can't complain too much. Oh, disgusting foul. Squire turn it with the shot, the free kick, and it's straight in. Second goal of the game for Squire Turnip. He's having a blinder here. The youngster from America, but that's going to be all for him. He's going to come off, and they're going to bring on Panama Hat to shore up the midfield. Going to go back to the 4-3-3. Oh, another cracking goal from Tilly. It's a back and forth game here indeed. Rose of Dawn. Stopped in her tracks by Spriggett. Charlemagne across. It's gone straight to Binary Surfer. Tilly looking dangerous here. Bears down on goal. Binary has managed to win it back with a slide tackle. Barnes draw over a match here in the third division. It's the Sly Sneaks versus Peterson United. Oh, another corner. It's been forced. Safely intercepted by D. Rolls it out to not so obvious. Lofts it forward for Rose of Dawn. It looks like it's going to be a 2-2 draw here, bringing an end to the winning streak of the Sly Sneaks. They're undefeated for past several games, but a draw here has slowed their momentum a little. D is currently worth 4.3 million, which is kind of interesting to note. And how much the other players are worth. Not So Obvious is worth 389,000. Binary is 376,000. Radlib 389,000. Poe almost a million. Shinobi Yaka 253,000. AA 1.1 million. Star midfielder. Rose of Dawn is worth 450,000. Pharaoh almost a million. Charlemagne 1.2 million. Turnip 300,000. And then on the bench we've got most people are worth yep. Okay. Interested to know some of the statistics of this season as well. We'll have a look at that in a second. Let's have a look about how many games each player has played. Panama Hat this season has played in 9 games. Semi-Agog last season had a lot of games, this season less so. Tailed Feature barely featured this year. Quite a few games last season. Distributist doesn't get on the pitch much. He hasn't played yet this season. Don the Pleb. He used to start, if you remember, in the 5-man defence, and he's been the biggest victim of the change of formation this year. Froggy's never played. Sky Turnip had a good season, 4 goals so far in 10 games. Charlemagne's had 9 goals in 16 games, not bad at all. 22 goals last year. Pharaoh has played in 17 games, and basically she gets on the pitch quite a lot. She's had 10 games so far this season. Rose of Dawn tends to start if she's fit, 17. And D has played all 18 games. As has NSO been ever present. As has Binary Surfer. Radlib's missed 2 games, and Poe, she's played all 18 games as well, so but yeah, let's stick with this slightly narrower wingers. Very safe. I just wanted to boot the ball away there. Got to get it out sometimes. NSO tracking back with the slide tackle. Gets the ball to AA. Edgar, the keeper, has managed to regain possession after the Sly Sneaks attack has broken down. Another cheeky long range shot. Mr. D. Out to NSO. Threads the ball to AA. There's the ball off to Ferro. That's it for that half. Square Turnip's still quite tired, so we'll make the same substitution as last time. Bring on Panama Hat, make it a 4-5-3. Sorry, 4-3-3. Or 4-5-1, you could say. Well in from Poe the Person. Smith with the interception. Smith to P. P to Kadja. Kadja bearing down on goal, and good save by D. Now I may need to wrap this up in a moment because I have to go on an outing with my evil wizard apprentice tomorrow. Taking my evil wizard apprentice to the zoo to study the animals therein, because we're working on conjuring animal spells. Kadja unfortunately has scored here. Unfortunate. Charlemagne, in the final minute of the game, manages to score lucky goal, really. Kaja. Last kick of the game. D with the save. Yes, another draw. Right, how are we doing on time here? Yes, it is time for us to go. I hope you enjoyed this session. I'll be back next Tuesday with more Football Tactics and Glory.